In today's video, we're going to be working on solving proportion. A proportion is an equation that states that two ratios are equivalent. To determine a pair of ratios forms a proportion, we're going to use cross products. So number one, we have x over 5 equals 10 over 25. So we're going to go ahead and do the cross products. We're going to go ahead and multiply across. So we go ahead and multiply that. We have 25x equals 50. That for you should be right away. You should say, oh, that looks like a one-step equation. So what am I going to do when on a one-step equation when you multiply? We're going to do the opposite of multiplication. We're going to go ahead and divide. So we're going to go ahead and divide by 25. Whatever we do on one side of the equal sign, don't forget we do that on the other side of the equal sign. So we have x equals, this is going to cross, and we have x by itself, and 25 goes into 50 two times. So x equals 2. Now the first example is just going to check how you go ahead and check it. The other examples, you don't have to, but I'm just going to give you one example so you know how you check it. Same way, wherever you see an x, we're just going to substitute it and put in 2 over 5 equals 10, 25. So if we can simplify 10 over 25, we're going to find the greatest, and we find it to be 5. And 5 goes into 10 two times, and then 5 goes into 25 5 times. So as you can see, they are the same. So we know that since the cross products are equal, the ratios form a proportion. If they were not equal to 25, then your proportions are not going to form a ratio. Okay. So for number 2, we have 4 6 equals 2 over x. We're going to use the same way. Cross multiply. And we have 4x equals 6 times 2 is 12. And that becomes, again, a one-step equation. We're going to go ahead and divide by 4 on both sides. And x equals 4 goes into 12 3 times. Now, same thing. Now, if you want to check, you can go ahead and check it and just plug in your 3 as an x. And example 3 and 4, I want you to go ahead and pause the video, try to solve them, and see if you can go ahead. If you're still having a little bit of problem on how to solve your proportions, go back and look at example 1 and 2. If you have to repeat it, watch it 2, 3 times again. Example 1 and 2, go ahead. And then go ahead and try to solve it on your own. Then go ahead and press play and see if you have the same answer as I have. And remember, if you think one of your friends need help with this, go ahead and share the video for them so they can go ahead and know how to do proportions as well. So start with number 3. You have x over 20 equals 510. Same thing, cross. So solve for x. So we go ahead and have 10x equals 100. That becomes, again, a one-step equation. Multiplying, the opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to go ahead and divide by 10. And remember, whatever we do on one side of the equal sign, we have to do it on the other side of the equal sign as well. So we're going to divide by 10. X equals 10 goes into 100 10 times. And once again, if you want to go ahead and check it, just go ahead and plug in 10 where your x is at. You got 10 over 20 equals 5 over 10. Okay? And then you can go ahead and see if that is a ratio forms a proportion or it doesn't form a proportion. Okay? For number 4, do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and do the cross products. X over 12 and 6 times 6. So we're going to go ahead and have 6 times 6 is 36 equals 12x. Same thing, we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 12. So we can have x by itself, crosses out, that 12 squares out. 12 goes into 36 3 times. So our answer is x equals 3. Same thing again. If you want to go ahead and solve it, you can go ahead and check it. 6/12 equals 3/6, and if it is a portion, you can go ahead and put a check and say, you know, the ratio does form a proportion. Okay. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.